we head to the top half of the 7th inning. Al Sass, Tim Hott at Old Westbury, New York. Hope you're enjoying Long Island midweek baseball all-star action.
Kevin DeCapua coming up again. Yeah, that's what it is. From the Dodgers.
He will lead off as George Papasatkis, right-hander from the Brewers, comes in to pitch. And a little bit of a strange scenario for him. Before the game, he was on the other team.
And he may be facing, because there are Brewers on the West Division, he may get a chance to face some of his teammates. That's interesting. Although that does happen here in the All-Star games, because as I said, we have players who play on more than one team in different divisions, and they very well, and it's already happened here, where Dave Terracciano was pitching to Artie Johnson, and they're teammates on one set of teams, and here they are facing each other in different divisions for different teams in the All-Star game. All in good fun for all these guys. That's one of the things, you know, it's great to go down on the field before the game here and see the guys, you know, mixed together, all different teams, guys who've been playing against each other all year, and some guys who have never had the opportunity to play against each other because they're in different divisions. As DeCapua pulls one down the right field line.
He struck out looking his first bat back in the 2nd inning. You know, it is a great dichotomy, Tim, when you look at it. You talked Major League Baseball All-Star game a month ago, and everybody was so hyped up about Derek Jeter. And everybody was excited to be able to meet everybody. And you do get that feel here because these are guys that, as you mentioned, are playing in different age divisions, where somebody who's playing, some 18-year-old could be going out there against somebody who is much older, much more experienced. Is that throw to first? Good job covering by Papasatkis for the first out.
Artie Johnson, the first baseman, doing what he did, and this is PFP from spring training paying off, as Papasatkis did what he was supposed to do and get over and covered, and Johnson led him to the base with a good throw. Didn't try to lollipop it too much. Got the out, recorded on a 3-1. Again, if you're scoring at home.
Eddie Muria, who singled his first at bat. But as I was saying, Tim, you've got guys that are 18 years old playing against guys that are, you know, in the 48 and older, so they could be, you know, up in their 50s, their 60s.
Sure.
You know, just the experience of seeing these guys, and I'm sure that while they're on the bench, they're talking to each other, saying, "Hey, you know, what's it like?" And you know, getting a lot of experience because you know your skill level might change through the years. You don't have the velocity of your,
and that's
your
one
throws,
of,
your
one
bat
of the things.
speed. Everybody can talk
You're
about
right,
it.
and guys, the older guys can teach the young guys. That's one of the things. And you'll see, this is why when we talk about the older players, they say, well, how are these guys still playing at 55, 60, what we talked about before with Cliffy Archer, guys in their 70s. Well, they never stop playing. These are guys, if you ask them when they started playing, they'll tell you, you know, Little League, and they'll ask them if they ever stopped, and the answer is no. So for the past 60 years or more, they've been playing something, even if it's softball, every year, and then they came back to baseball. So the basic skills of catching, throwing, and hitting a ball are something they've been doing all their lives.
You know, we were talking earlier about the age of some of the players, the oldest players. We did find out Marty Perry, 77 years old. God bless him.
God bless him, he's right.
And then Bruce Jaslow, I believe.
Brucey
He's
Jaslow.
in his 70s.
Dr. Jaslow is a dentist. I'm not sure if he's still practicing, but he is, I want to say Brucey's probably in his early 70s. And Cliffy also mentioned, and I'm sorry, Bert, I wish I could think of Bert's last name.
Is he a doctor also?
He's also a doctor. He's got him in his 70s. He's a pitcher on the Sons of the Beach. And he's been around. And another one of those guys, he just, you know, you marvel at guys who come out and do this year after year. And, I admire him because physically I'm not able to do it anymore. And these guys are out there. So that's Eddie Muria, who walks to open inning off Papasatkis.
Actually, second at that.
Oh, sorry, that's
one
right.
down to Capua
that's right.
Was out. Now, Jay McAndrew, who flew out to center field his first at bat to end the second inning, up with Muria on at first, who was hit by that last pitch.
Jay from the Long Island Cubs. Jay showing the old style fashion with the high socks. Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
I like the matching of the
sock
and the long sleeve.
You got the red accents and the red belt. There you go. guys are all very fashion conscious, as Papadakis.
Getting back to what you were saying about the doctor practicing, why do they call it practicing? I want a guy who's a doctor who knows what he's doing. Don't give me some guy who's practicing.
It's the same thing with lawyers. We keep trying to get it right. That's
why are you always practicing? Just get it right already.
Practice, my son, practice. That's the old joke about how to get to Carnegie Hall.
There you go. 1-1 to count on McAndrew, runner at first.
Papadakis, by the way, for the Brewers, not only pitches, he plays third base, second base, shortstop, and the outfield. The only thing he doesn't list here is he doesn't catch.
So he's no Bert Campaneris.
Apparently not.
Remember Bert Campaneris, I believe, is the last major leaguer.
Play all 9 positions.
Played all 9 positions for the Oakland Athletics back in the 70s. He's on their championship teams back in 73 when they beat the Mets.
As Papadakis got the count even at 2-2 to McAndrews. Got 1 out and 2 men on.
Breaking pitch up high. He's definitely struggling with his control. He hit Murier in the back as Murier tried ducking away from a breaking ball. Obviously no intent.
No.
Both teams again.
They're not throwing people. Nobody's throwing at anybody in these games.
Both teams certainly short on pitching. Although, again, being that he was on that other team before, maybe somebody made some comment in the dugout.
So we need to get this guy because we're short-handed.
But it was interesting because we were saying between innings, I remember the old Topps baseball card. I believe it was 1972. They had the traded card. I couldn't imagine between innings this guy got traded before the game. But that's what the managers do. These guys are out here. They're doing such a great job, the managers today, for both of these teams.
Yeah, it is. This is really. I mean, we give them an almost impossible job when you give them 25 or 26 players to get into 1 9-inning game. I mean, the major league roster is 25 players, as McAndrews draws a walk.
So 2 men.
That's going to load the bases. Nobody out.
First and second, 2 men on.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at.
Yeah, it's just first and second, not first, second, and third, as you see on the score. 6-2. So the managers here for the East: Corey Franklin from the Indians, Scott Hignall from the Bethpage Dodgers, Nardi Johnson from the Island Orioles, and on the west side, Stu Juarez from the Cubs, Rob Brancotti from the Long Island Yankees, and Ben Caliendo from the Grizzlies. And these guys, I give them a lot of credit. They're down on the field before the game, and the worst thing they want to see is me coming to them and saying, do you have your lineup? Because guys hadn't shown up yet. They didn't have their jerseys. They don't know what numbers. They're not sure what positions. We don't know who's starting. It was a crazy time, and hopefully you guys are bearing with us watching today's telecast to put up with a little bit of our not perfect designations of batters, because there have been so many shifts. Some of the batters too in the dugout said to the managers, "No, I don't want to hit," or I do want to hit. Can I bat early? My wife is here.
Yeah, right.
Let her see me have one
exactly.
at bat. So there's a lot of shifting going around.
Well,
so we're doing our best.
My kids are here; they're going to fall asleep if I don't hit it. So
this is an 8 o'clock start, Tim.
It's true. It's bedtime for some.
Although
bedtime for some of the 48 and over guys. There's a Mikey Denenberg who's had an up and down career in the elevator business.
That pitch just missing high.
I couldn't pass up that. Mike's in the Elevator Constructors Union, and has been in Long Island Midweek since 1990.
24 years.
Yep. 24.
That ball hit hard to left field. It drops in for a base hit, and they will hold the runners station to station. The bases are loaded with 1 out as that ball was hit hard by Dannenberg. He's 1 for 2. Now Dave Terracciano, Big Daddy, will come to the plate.
Oh, Big
the
Daddy.
Base is full. Now, we've been doing this a long time. Terracciano, wasn't he a big power hitter years ago?
Yeah, well, you're thinking of his brother Mark.
Mark exactly.
Terracciano, yes. Mark, who is still around, is not playing.
But he was a big guy just like like Dave.
Dave's younger brother, and he was an awesome power hitter. Now, not to slight David either. David is an excellent hitter, and in his younger days, because he's a big guy, he's 6'4" and 230. He's certainly had power. He's not quite the distance hitter that he had been, but believe me, he's one of the guys who leads the team in hitting every year.
Mark, though, I do remember hitting a bomb somewhere at PAL. I don't know if it's even landed yet.
He may have hit. Yeah, I think he hit one out there. Now, talking about that, though, we've been playing at this field during the regular season, and we've done our last, I think, 4 All-Star games here. And I have yet, with a wood bat, to see anybody hit a ball out here. Yeah, the dimensions here, and these are major league dimensions. and they're 330 down the lines. That's when you think about Yankee Stadium being 301 in the right field corner and 310 in the left field corner, I think 330 and a 20-foot fence to boot. And I literally, the best I've seen here is I've seen guys one-hop the fence, hit the warning track, and those are bombs.
Terracciano taking all the way 3-0 walks to force in a run, and it's now 7-2.
So the West padding their lead a little bit as Papadakis having a problem with finding the strike zone. Terracciano, very patient, smart hitter up there. So 1 out, bases loaded.
Rob McGee, who
and Rob McGee, brother of Jim McGee, winner of, as I noted earlier, the first President's Award for long and devoted service in managing and playing in midweek baseball. Jimmy McGee, who's been in the league for almost 20 years.
Little chopper to the mound. Off the mound, Papadakis goes home for the force. What a play! Put a star next to that one. Score it 1-2 on the fielder's choice. What a play by Papadakis.
That was
alert on the mound.
That was big time. And saved a run, very important because they're already down 5. We're in the top of the 7th. Take a look at this here. Papadakis, and he's quick off the mound. This is a tough one. He does the right thing, takes his time, turn around, makes the throw. Is that Antonori?
Antonori at the plate.
And Antonori's checking to make sure he got the call from home plate umpire George Bell. I'm sorry, I missed.
I believe it is George.
Yeah.
Let me, double check my notes here.
And again, I want to thank the AFU, the American Federation of Umpires, who provides our umpires all during the season.
Lee Jones.
And Lee Jones, I'm sorry, Lee Jones behind the plate. And all 4 of the guys who are working the game tonight, we really appreciate their efforts.
Back to the mound.
Another comebacker. Well, there you go.
And the double play.
All right, so
it goes 1, 2, 3. Double play to end the inning and get out of a jam. Although they do get 1 run on 1 hit, and there were 2 left.
Papadakis really gets lucky there, makes the right pitches.
It's called fielding your position, my friend.
There you go, 2 comebackers, and he knew what to do with it. Here, we take a look at it now. Here you go. This is a little easier play than the last one.
So it goes 1, 2,
and a nice easy 3
to end the inning.
All right, so 7th inning stretch coming up. So is the score actually 8-2?
That's what we're going to say.
Oh, okay.
All right, back here as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, and I want to make a correction in the top half of the 7th inning on that ground ball, the first ground ball back to Papadakis, where we saw him throw home. We thought he'd gotten the force play at the plate.
Apparently not.
Apparently he did not. So that run scored to make it 8-2.
And there was already an out.
With 1 out, so there was 1 out. And then on the second comebacker to the mound, and they turned the 1-2-3 double play to end the inning. So that run did come across, and we stand corrected. We apologize for the error. It is 8-2 now.
And Jay McAndrews from the Long Island Cubs in the pitch now. And Jay, who played his college ball down at University of Tampa and lives in Freeport. We've talked about Jay before. Jay's been in the league for, I want to say, probably close to 20 years. Played on a couple of different teams. Plays for both the Long Island Cubs in the 48 and over, and also for the Panthers in the 25 and over. Jay pitches, he catches,
little of everything.
Plays shortstop as he gets a little nubber out in front there. And
Jerry Delaberti.
Is that Delaberti grounds out? No.
They struck out and ran to first because the ball was not cleanly handled by the catch. Okay, let's figure this one out.
All right.
We apologize. Number 15. That is Mike Schickler.
Right. This is, I believe this is Chuck Korn coming up now.
Okay, so Mike Schickler is the last batter.
Okay.
To actually bat. All the batters have hit.
This is definitely Chucky Korn.
We've gone back to the top of the order.
Right,
and
we're back at the top, yes.
Again, we want to apologize for the confusion. Back in the 3rd inning, we had mentioned Schickler batting because he plays on the same team. But in fact, that was Kevin Krauth who plays for Cooperstown in the 48 and older. So we, again, apologize for the error, but we want to get everybody mentioned because not everybody gets the opportunity, Tim, to do this. And you and I have been doing this, as we mentioned, a long time, but what a thrill for these guys.
Yep. And when they get to go home, and when they see this on the internet now, and they're able to skip around to the inning that they were in, we're trying to make sure that we give them
Schickler was the last at bat.
Right. So
this is Chuck Korn.
This is actually Chucky Korn from the Legends. Chucky flied out to center field to start the game. This is his second time up, and Chucky faces Jay McAndrews during the regular season, so these guys know each other. And that one, the shortstop.
Nice play. Don't think.
Nice save as McGee picks another one down there.
Don't think it touched McAndrew. Went right through his legs, but a good play by the shortstop coming up with it. Scored 6-3. But as we mentioned, we just like to make sure that we mention everybody appropriately. It is the coolest thing for these guys to go home and be able to watch this. And 20 years from now,
you have to see the look on McAndrew's face there. So. Oh, well, I meant to do that, Chuck.
You wonder Mark Terrasiano might be home, going, hey, Mark, hey, Dave, look what I did. Match it.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of this. These guys have been playing it. It's gone from VHS to digital.
As Garcia lines one into left center field for a base hit.
Garcia now 1 for 2. He grounded out short to first. His first appearance back in the first inning.
And Garcia, who's in marketing. I don't know if that means he goes to the grocery store. Just so you get an idea. When the guys show up today, we give them a little bio sheet to fill out and hand in. And then we try to sort through them as we go, say a little bit about everybody when they come up. So if we get the right guy and we get them time, we try to give them a mention, give them a little FaceTime. Some of the guys you can always tell, as we said, you can always tell the rookies because they're the ones up there swinging at the first pitch.
Brian Gagliata.
If you want to get some time on TV, you got to be patient hitter.
Brian Gagliata, the batter, 1-0 the count on him as Evan Garcia takes his lead at first with a 1-out single as they trail 8-2 in the bottom half of the 7th inning. So the runs have come fast and furious over the last 6 frames. 5 of the frames, half frames I guess, have had runs across the plate as that ball is fouled out of play. Again, great job by the people here at SUNY Old Westbury preparing the field. Always a great facility. You see the field before the game. I go out on the field. I always check things out. Stood at home plate, looked out at the field, looked great. Pitcher's mound's in great condition. They do a great job.
Yep, and they lined the field. They painted the bases. Home plate. Really, the pitcher's mound, everything looked absolutely perfect. And I want to give a particular thanks to Brittany Ronaldo, who I don't know her exact title here, but I know she's in charge of keeping the grounds around here in shape. She does a beautiful job, and she's a wonderful person to work with. We've had a great working relationship the past couple of years. Field is in great shape, and when we asked them to do a little extra for us tonight, they did without hesitation, and we appreciate that. And McAndrews gets I lost who was the last batter. Gagliata
looking to end the inning.